friends, it's Liz. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. Happy 2024. We have made it into a whole new year. I am so excited for what the Lord will do throughout this year in your lives and in my lives, and to make sure that we have a successful year and a year full of prosperity and a year full of success. We have to make sure that we put our part into it as well. So I'm going to be sharing with you 5 things that I've set as my goal for this year that hopefully help you along the way as well. So let's get into it. The first thing that I put on my notes here was being intentional. This was a word that the Lord ministered to me years ago. I think I even made a video about this like a very long time ago. But being intentional impacts everything that you do. It changes the way you react. It changes the decisions you make. It changes everything around you. Once you take the time to actually analyze the things in your life, the relationships in your life, your own thoughts, your words, your actions, being intentional helps you with all of that, and it's a great way to be productive and to be progressive with your own growth, whether that is spiritual, physical, ministerial, business-wise, career-wise, whatever it might be. Being intentional with your goals and having the discipline to actually have the commitment to making sure those goals are accomplished at the end of the year and continuously throughout your life, it is the key for many things. So the second thing that I put here is setting realistic goals, or else you'll get easily discouraged. How many of us start the year with a list full of things? Usually that starts off with eating healthier and working out, and we start setting up a bunch of things that we want to accomplish, whether that is a new task, whether that is a new hobby, whether that is to learn a new skill, whatever it might be. We set it up, and then we see that after that first week of January, we completely forget about our goals, or we completely get discouraged and overwhelmed because we didn't set up a realistic goal for ourselves. What does setting a realistic goal means? That means sitting down with yourself, analyzing your life, being intentional with everything that you're setting yourself up to do, and analyzing, do I have the time? Okay, where can I squeeze the time to get this done? Do I have the time or the budget or what the resources to accomplish this? And if I don't, where can I acquire those resources? And just setting up yourself for success in that way. If I know that I'm not going to eat healthy and I'm not going to exercise, but I want to lose 50 pounds, I'm not going to set that for my goal. I have to start up, I have to kind of back up a little bit and sit down with myself and say, okay, first of all, you got to change the way you eat. You got to start working out. And then you will be able to accomplish that goal of losing weight or whatever it is that you want to accomplish. That's just a very general example. But another example, if you want to write a book or a song, or you want to learn an instrument, being able to sit down and being like, okay, this is what I have. Let me get that resource. Let me start somewhere. How can I start doing this? What can I do every single day that it can amount to reaching that goal at the end of the year? Number 3 is being practical. Kind of goes along with what I said before, but being practical with yourself is being very true, very real, like coming down from that cloud, setting our feet on the ground and actually being realistic and practical with ourselves, not setting ourselves up for failure, not giving ourselves a goal or a dream or something that we know that we might not have the budget for this year, or we might not have the resources or the time or whatever it might be for this year, but being practical and saying, okay, this is what I can do and this is what I can do to reach that goal eventually. Number 4, setting yourself up for success. This is what it looks like for me personally. I am a morning person, but I can also be a night owl. So I know that if I go to sleep late, I'll most likely won't wake up very happy the next morning, if I'm being quite honest. Or I might not wake up at the time that I wanted to wake up to accomplish the things that I wanted to accomplish early in that morning. So things that can help in that way is going to sleep at an appropriate time, making sure that I have enough sleep that I wake up energized and rejuvenated the next morning instead of tired and grumpy. Making sure that if I want to wake up the next morning at 5 in the morning or early or whatever, that I don't go to sleep watching TV, because I know that if I do that, if I stay up watching TV all night, then I'm not going to wake up the next morning feeling that great. So that is like setting up myself for success. If you have a very early event the next morning, doing little things that can just make your morning a little bit quicker or give you time to do other things. So picking your outfit the night before, making your breakfast the day before that you can just reheat in the morning, packing the day before. If you're a mom or a person that like has to pack up a few things in your bag before you head out, then packing those things the night before. Doing those little things will assure that the next morning you are ready, you are set, and you don't have to take up your time to do all those other little things, but you can take your time to do more important things like read a devotional, read your Bible before you head out, things like that. Number 5 is consistency. I went to a John Maxwell leadership conference a few months ago, and if you don't know who John Maxwell is, definitely look into him. He is an amazing man of God. He is an amazing businessman. He does a bunch of conferences, and his focus is in leadership, whether that is ministerial or in business. And he was telling us how a lot of people come up to him and ask him, how have you written so many books? And he told us what he does every single day to make sure that he accomplishes his goals. He says that he does 5 things every single day. And somewhere in my notebook, and I don't want to look for it, but I do know that he mentioned 2 things that he does every single day, and that is to read and to write. So he was saying that some days he might sit down and have 5 hours to write, and other days he might just have 5 minutes to write. But since he does it every single day and he has created the discipline to do it every single day, then at the end of the year, he has 365 pages worth of literature that he can compose into a book. So I encourage you to pick out maybe 2, 3, 4, or 5 things that you can do every single day that will allow you to work towards your end goal, that will allow you to work into something that you want to accomplish maybe at the end of this year, or maybe just good habits that you want to reinforce in your life this year, whether that is reading, whether that is working out, whether that is taking 5, 10, 15 minutes to work on a godly project, to work on something that God has placed in your heart. And I leave you with this. Something that I have told the Lord is, Father, I want to be able to be productive with everything that you have placed in my hands. I want to walk in the right direction. I want to stand at the right place at the right time. And I want to do exactly what you have called me to do, exactly when and where you want me to do it. And I encourage you to ask the Lord the same thing for your life, that this year we may choose His will for our lives rather than our own. And I encourage you to push hard, to create a discipline, to create a compromise with yourself and with the Lord, to give your 100, to set yourself up for success, to be disciplined, and to have a foundation, and to follow the principles that are in His words that will lead us to a life full of success. I really hope and pray that this year treats you so well, and I hope and pray that the Lord may be with you in all of your plans and dreams and desires for 2024, and you will see me on my next video. Thanks for watching. Ciao.